Film is unique in that it's always, at a minimum, a collaboration of lots of people. So we're used to getting together in this way, but we're not used to getting together with people in other art forms. So this was an opportunity to do that and discuss common problems, common issues, and how we live in a modern digital world.
The reason that it's one of our greatest exports, is because of the passion, the energy, the enthusiasm that the working people in the profession bring to it. So I always worry when we talk about, trying to protect the profession, that we lose sight of the enthusiasm that goes into it and the enthusiasm for technology that goes into it.
I actually think we're sort of in a golden age of television. The cinematic quality of what goes on now, and in a world in which people have 60-inch flat panel, high-definition televisions, the work that we're doing is actually much better than it's ever been before. But it's no cheaper than it ever was, and in fact it's getting somewhat more expensive to produce, and those are two forces that are contradicting one another. We can now make better work for the same amount of money we used to make lesser work. And the technical expectations of the audience have been elevated, so that people expect things to be richer, sharper, crisper, more colorful, bigger, on a bigger scale.
Do you see what happened to music happening to your industry?
I actually think it could be much worse for television and film than it was for music.
The modern generation has grown up in the world of computing and the world of the internet, and they cannot imagine that life was ever different than what they're experiencing. But that's because the material that's on the internet and has been made available to them was produced in a very different era. The question that remains unanswered is whether we will be able to continue to produce material in the age of the internet, whether this facilitates thought, whether it facilitates professionalism, whether it facilitates excellence. The answers to those questions haven't been answered yet.
The thing about this is I don't believe that the Googles of the world and the content creators are natural enemies. Without content, there is no aggregation. You have to link to something. There shouldn't be a natural antipathy here. We should be cooperating.
The metaphor I always like to use is an environmental metaphor. It may not matter in the end whether there continue to be polar bears or lions or tigers. And it may not matter that there are no more big budget movies or that music is no longer a way to make a livelihood. It may not matter to them. It certainly matters to me. And I suspect in the long run it will matter to them. We got no